Hello everyone and welcome to the first lecture of microeconomics. In today's lecture we are going to discuss very first topic of unit 1 and our topic of discussion in today's lecture will be the economic problem. Here are the objectives of today's lecture. The first one is to develop the conceptual understanding of basic economic problem. The second objective is to familiarize students with concepts of problem of scarcity, problem of choice, and what, how, and for whom to produce. The third objective of today's lecture is to apply the acquired knowledge in real life situation, and I hope that by end of this lecture we will be able to cover these objectives. Now let's discuss about basic economic problem in more detail. If there is a central economic problem that is present across all countries, that is the problem of scarcity. Scarcity basically means limited things or shortage of something. This problem arises because the resources of all types are limited. It means the resources available are few and have alternative uses. It means resources are having alternative uses. They are used for different purpose. If the resources were unlimited or if a resource only had one single use, then the economic problem would probably not arise. It means if we were having unlimited resources or the resources were not having single use, then the economic problem would probably not arise. However, be it natural productive resources or man-made capital or consumer goods or money or time, scarcity of resources is the central problem of economy. The central problem gives rise to basic problem of an economy. All societies face the economic problem, which is the problem of how to make the best use of limited or scarce resources. It means all societies have to face this basic economic problem, and this problem is how to make use of these scarce resources because these are limited and our needs and wants are unlimited. So the economic problem exists because although the needs and wants of people are endless, the resources available to satisfy needs and wants are unlimited. So this is how this basic economic problem arises because we are having unlimited needs and wants, but we are having only few or limited resources. So we basically have to make a choice that which thing is our priority. So this was all about the basic economic problem. Now let's discuss about the problem of scarcity. It is part of the basic economic problem. We live in a world of scarcity. It means we are having limited resources. People want and need variety of goods and services because people always look forward to the variety in every product. This applies equally to the poor and rich people because poor and rich both look for the variety of goods and services in the market. It implies that human wants are unlimited, but the means to fulfill these are limited. Means here means the resources. It means humans are having unlimited wants and resources to fulfill these need and wants are limited. At any one time, only a limited amount of goods and services can be produced. Why? Because we are having limited resources, so only limited quantity of goods and services can be produced. This is because the existing supplies of resources are extremely inadequate. It means the resources are limited. These resources are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. These are basically the factor of production, and these all factor of production to produce goods are limited. These factor of production or inputs are used in producing goods and services that are called economic goods. These facts explain scarcity as the principal problem of every society and suggest the law of scarcity. And what is the law of scarcity? The law states that human wants are virtually unlimited and the resources available to satisfy these wants are limited. It means humans are having unlimited wants and needs and the resources which will help to satisfy these needs are very limited in nature. So this is what the law of scarcity says. So this was all about the problem of scarcity. Now we have the concept of problem of choice. It is also one of the component of basic economic problem. Since we are living in a world of scarcity, a society can produce only a small portion of goods and services that its people want. It means we live in a world of scarcity. It means we are living in a world which is having limited resources or the scarce resources, and society wants large number of goods and services, but the demand of people cannot be satisfied because we are having scarce resources. Therefore, scarcity of resources gives rise to the fundamental economic problem of choice. It means if we are having limited resources, then we have to make a choice that which product is our priority. As a society cannot produce enough goods and services to satisfy all the wants of its people, it has to make a choice. It means society cannot produce all goods to satisfy wants of people, but it has to make a choice. It has to make a choice on the basis of priority. A decision to produce one good requires a decision to produce less of some other good. This is the concept of choice, or this is the problem of choice, that if we are going to choose one thing, then we have to sacrifice another. So choice involves sacrifice here. Thus every society is faced with the basic problem of deciding what it is willing to sacrifice to produce the goods it wants the most. It means one thing is to be sacrificed if we want another thing. For instance, the more roads a country decided to construct, the fewer resources will either for building schools. So the problem of choice arises when there are alternative ways of producing other goods. It means the problem of choice arises only when we are having alternatives. So here we are having alternative between construction of road and building of schools. The sacrifice of alternative, it means here the school building in the production of goods, that is we are producing road, it is called the opportunity cost. There are a number of problems that can arise from choice that are made by people, whether they are individual, firms or the government. So choices or alternative or the opportunity cost we say are illustrated in terms of production possibility curve. So in our next slide we are going to discuss about production possibility curve in respect of problem of choice. In this slide, we are going to discuss the problem of choice with the help of production possibility curve. I have given a figure here. Here the PP is the production possibility curve. A production possibility curve shows all possible combination of two goods that a society can produce within a specified period of time whose resources are fully or efficiently employed. So here in this figure, on x-axis I have given good X and on Y-axis I have given good Y. PP1 is the production possibility curve given in the figure 1, which shows that problem of choice between two goods, that is X and Y in a country in a specified period of time. Good X is measured on the horizontal axis and good Y is on the vertical axis. PP curve shows all the combination of good X and Y that can be produced by the country with all its resources fully and efficiently employed. So if the country chooses to produce more of good X, then it has to make a sacrifice in the production of good Y, because this is all what the concept of sacrifice or the concept of choice says. So the sacrifice of some quantity of good Y is the opportunity cost of producing some extra quantity of good X and the vice versa. The PP1 curve is downward sloping Y because to produce more of good X involves producing less of good Y. It means we are going to sacrifice one if we are going to increase another. and in a fully employed economy. So, moving from point B to D on the PP curve means that for producing XX1, YY1 quantity of good Y has to be sacrificed. It means if we are going to increase the production of good X, then we have to sacrifice the production of good Y. Both point B and D represent efficient use of a country's resources. Point R, which is inside the boundary of PP curve, implies inefficient use of resources, and on the other side, point K, which is outside the boundary of production possibility curve, is an unattainable combination. It is the point which cannot be attained. Why? Because the country does not possess sufficient resources to produce two combination of good X and Y. So production possibility curve is that which shows the possible combination of two goods that a society or a production house can produce within a given period of time. Now let's discuss about the concept of central problems of economy. The problem of choice arises on account of the pressure of three interrelated facts, namely, human wants are unlimited, means required to satisfy these wants are limited, and means are capable of being put to alternative uses. It means these are the three basically interrelated facts which basically helps to identify the problem of choice, and these are, that is, human wants are unlimited and resources required to satisfy these needs and wants are limited, and these resources are able to put in alternative uses. So there would be no problem if scarce means had only a single use. So the problem of central economy will not arise if the scarce resources had only one single use. However, in reality, these scarce means or the scarce resources have alternative uses. Thus, whenever the problems of choice and scarcity arise, economics is said to be emerged, that is, why every economy has to face and solve these problems. So we can say that central problem of economy is basically can be divided into three parts. The one is allocation of resources, because we are having limited resources. The second one is efficient use of fuller utilization of resources. It means the resources which are available should be efficiently utilized. And the third central problem of economy is economic development or the growth of the resources. Because we are having limited resources, so the growth is also an important part. And allocation of resources are further divided into three main important questions, and these are what to produce, it means what is to be produced, which type of goods should be produced. The second one is how to produce, it means by which type of technique the goods or services can be produced. And the second one is for whom these goods will be produced. So these are the three main important topics which we are going to cover in today's lecture, and these are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So the first question is what to produce. It means types and amount of commodities to be produced, that is, type of goods and the quantities of goods which are to be produced. Land, labor, capital, machines, tools, equipments, and natural means are limited. It means all the factors of production available are limited. Every demand of every individual in the economy cannot be satisfied because there are various number of demands each individual is having. So the society has to decide what commodities are to be produced and to what extent. It means because we are having limited resources, so each demand of every individual cannot be satisfied. So society has to decide that which need is to be fulfilled or which good is to be produced to satisfy the need of the individuals. Goods produced in an economy can be classified as consumer goods and producer goods. Classification of goods can be divided into two categories, that is, consumer goods and the producer goods. These goods may be further classified as single-use and durable goods. Single-use goods are those which can be used only for one time, and durable goods are those which can be used continuously. Food can be included in single-use goods, and durable goods are such as clothes. So the question of what to produce is basic problem of the economy. If we produce one commodity, it means we are going to neglect or we are going to sacrifice the production of another commodity. So we assume that all the factors of production in an economy are fully absorbed. So if we want to increase the production of one commodity, we will have to withdraw resources from the production of the other commodity. So basically, in what to produce, we have to keep in mind that which type of goods we need to produce and in how much quantity. The second problem or the central problem of economy is how to produce. This aspect deals with the process or technique by which the goods and services can be produced. It means in how to produce, we basically identify the technique or technology with the help of which we are going to produce our goods and services. Generally, there are two techniques that can be used for producing, and these are: the first one is labor intensive technique and the second one is capital intensive technique. The choice of technique for production depends on the availability of the resources in that nation in which goods are going to be produced, and hence resource allocation becomes a challenge. In context of this, it is which technique are to be adopted. It means in the answer of how to produce, we basically have to identify the technique which will help us to produce the goods and services. Technique or technology means the correct proportion in which the different factors of production are to be employed. It means technique or technology is the means to tell us that the correct portion of different factor of production. So there are two types of technique which we have discussed earlier, that is labor intensive technique and capital intensive technique. A labor intensive technique would employ relatively more labor and less capital as its name suggests. So according to its name, it uses more labor and less capital. And on the other hand, capital intensive technique means more capital and less labor. The choice of technique depends on the price of factor of production in that particular nation in which goods are going to be produced. That is, if labor is cheap and capital is expensive, then a labor intensive technique would be considered, and if labor is expensive and capital is cheap, then capital intensive technique would be considered. The prices of labor and capital are determined by the demand for and supply of labor and capital respectively. It means the prices of factor of production will be decided on the basis of demand and supply. So in this way, the second problem can be resolved. The third central problem of economy is for whom to produce. It means we have to identify the people for whom we are going to produce. This problem deals with determining the people who will be the final consumer for the goods which are being produced. As the resources are scarce in an economy, it becomes difficult to cater all the sections of the society, and we have to make a choice that which section is our priority and for whom we are going to produce. It leads to the creation of a problem of choice in an economy, as a good that may be in demand among a section may not be in demand for another section of the society. Such a situation arises due to the difference in income distribution among the population, which causes a change in buying behavior. It means income is basically that factor which changes the consumer behavior. Goods and services produced in an economy are consumed by its citizen only. The individuals may belong to the economically weaker section or rich class of people. In society, we are having different sections, starting from poor, then middle class, and then rich class people. Actually, this is the problem of distribution of income only. In case of capitalism, the decision is taken on the basis of purchasing power of the consumer, while in the socialistic economy, decisions are taken regarding goods and services to be produced on the basis of requirement of the individual. So that is how we identify that for whom we are going to produce. We basically have to identify the section which is needy for that particular good on the priority basis. Here I have given you some practice questions which will help you in self-evaluation, that is how much you got from this lecture. The first question is, what do you mean by central problem of economic? Explain what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. The second question is, define problem of scarcity and problem of choice. I hope you will be able to answer these questions. Here is a list of references which I have used in preparation of this video lecture. You can go through these links if you want to go in more details. Now I would like to wind up the session. Thank you.